everyone, and welcome to Channel 18 TV News. I'm Don Julian, and in the news, a local bank has issued a fraud alert. The stats that fraudsters are making calls posing as a bank's or other financial institution's fraud department. If you receive such a call asking for your banking credentials, hang up and call your bank directly. Never give out your banking credentials over the phone unless you initiate the call first. Those planning to file candidacy in local municipal and school board elections in Sulphur Springs, Cumbie, and Yantis have just about 1 week left to do so, as filing in regular May 2nd elections will be ending on February 14th. At the last reporting, Sulphur Springs City Council election was the only May 2nd election with a contested race that had developed. While there are 6 places up for election on the ballot, 2 regular term seats and 4 unexpired terms, place 1 is the only one with more than 1 candidate filing as of last Friday. List of candidates who had filed for a place on the May 2nd Sulphur Springs City Council election ballot includes, in place 1, Justin M. Brown and J.W. Julian. Place 2, Harold Nash Sr. Place 3, Oscar Aguilar. Place 5, Ricardo Chavaria. Place 6, Doug Moore. Place 7, John Sellers. Places 1, 2, 3, and 5 are for unexpired terms of council members who resigned in December. Places 6 and 7 were regularly slated to be on the May 2nd ballot. Both are for a full term on the council. So candidates filing for any of those seats can do so, or if you're interested in filing for any of those seats, you can do so between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. weekdays through February 14th at Sulphur Springs City Hall, located at 201 North Davis Street. And again, if you're interested, you need to see City Secretary Gail Roberts for an application packet. At last reporting, only 2 candidates had filed for 2 seats up for election on the Cumbie City Council. Audrey Mayo filed candidacy for Alderman Place 2 on the council, and Cheryl Lackey has filed candidacy for Place 1 on the council. Candidates filing for both places on the ballot, again, ongoing. The Cumbie City Council members will be asked at a February 11th meeting to approve 2 resolutions amending the previous October resolutions, extending the filing deadline from Valentine's Day to May 3rd as required for special elections. Applications in Cumbie may be picked up from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. weekdays at Cumbie City Hall. That's located at 100 East Main Street, and applications may also be downloaded from the Secretary of State's website, completed, notarized, and then mailed to the Cumbie City Hall by the deadline, and that's according to Cumbie City staff. Only 2 candidates reported to have filed for places on the May 2nd Sulphur Springs ISD Board of Trustees election ballot. There are 2 places up for election, those held by incumbents Robert Cody and Robin Vaughn. Both Cody and Vaughn filed candidacy on the first day of filing and have drawn no challengers as of this week. Each is seeking a 3rd term on the school board. However, a candidate filing for a place on the ballot for those 2 full-term seats on the Sulphur Springs ISD Board of Trustees the filing will be conducted from 8 a.m. until 4:15 p.m. weekdays, and that continues again all the way through Friday. Applications available in the SSISD tax office located in the school administration building located at 631 Conley Street. And then the Yantis ISD Board of Trustees election. Only 2 candidates signed up to run in that May 2nd school board election. As of last reporting, Melissa Stevens and Jennifer McKeever currently serve in those seats. And incumbent Stevens has filed, as has another person, Teresa Sterrett. Candidates filing for 2 full 3-term seats on the Yantis ISD Board of Trustees. That filing will be conducted from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. weekdays, continuing through Friday at the Yantis Middle School building in the admin office, and that's at 111 South Main Street in Yantis. Nearly 20% more males were stopped by the Sulphur Springs Police Department in 2019 than females, according to the Sulphur Springs Police Department's annual report regarding traffic stops and arrests. Sulphur Springs Police Department Lieutenant Rusty Stillwagoner, standing in for the police chief who was away at training, presented the department's annual profiling report to Sulphur Springs City Council at their regular February meeting. That report breaks down stops into a dozen different categories, including gender and race, reasons for stops, how many searches were conducted, and what, if any, contraband was found, results of stops, type of arrest, and if any bodily injury resulted from use of physical force. Of the individuals stopped, 70.6% were white, 15.1% were black, 13.3% were Hispanic, Latino, and 0.8% Asian Pacific Islander, and 0.1% Alaska Native or American Indian, according to the SSPD report. There's a whole lot more from that report, and if you're interested, you can check it all out on our website at ksstradio.com. In sports, the Lady Cats basketball team had a tough time Friday, losing at Mount Pleasant 48-31. However, the Lady Cats remain in fourth place in district, and that is a playoff spot after Lindale lost at Texas High on Friday. And I talked with Lady Cats coach Brittany Tisdale on Monday morning.
Yeah, we started well. I don't know, where we fell off, but I'm just moving forward to the next one, honestly. So. Yeah,
it was like Breasia, seemed like she kind of tweaked a leg or something, and she had to go out, and it seemed like that affected things too, trying to press.
I told him at halftime, I've got to be able to sub sometimes. We're going to get in foul trouble, we're going to get tired, and it seemed like when I subbed, we just completely fell apart. And I said, we got to be able to use the bench. We got to be able to sub. So that can't happen. We can't just fall apart because the first 5 aren't in. So, yeah.
The good news was Lindale also lost a kind of a squeaker, and so they remain 1 game behind with 1 to play. Mm-hmm. So everything comes down to the Texas High game at home.
Yeah, we need to win it. They have Greenville, so we need to beat Texas High.
Yeah. And what do you remember about Texas High from the first time?
We played well. It was Kinsey, just coming back. She didn't even start. She was real rusty, but we really did a pretty good job for the most part. Now in the third quarter, we let them get some shots off that we weren't doing the first half. We had played them right. We had played them well, and then we just I don't know if we blanked out on who we were denying the ball to or what, but we let that girl get some shots off where she shouldn't have, and it kind of changed the momentum for them. So I think we did play so well, and then Kinsey coming back, I think we'll play better this time around.
Yeah, that gym used to be impossible to win in. We had a lot of one-sided losses in that place, and to really go in there and just play with them all the way to the end was impressive to me.
It was, and I mean, we still weren't getting calls, and because I was watching the film, and I'm going, gosh, that's just a terrible call. That's a terrible no call. Like, and so I'm like, God, for us to like stay with them, you know, and I mean, we weren't getting any calls. Nothing was going our way, so it was really impressive. So it makes me like, dang, we should have really won that one, but you know, it'll just make us better for this time.
The Lady Cats soccer team won a match at home Friday against Nevada Community by the score of 2-1. Lady Cats improved their season record to 4-6-1, and I talked to Lady Cats coach Javier Aguayo Monday morning.
We got a win, 2-1. We had a lot of chances. We just couldn't convert. But other than that, it was two good goals. Freshman Rebecca Stanley, she keeps scoring. She's doing great. So it was an assist by Janina Maguchi, and the second goal was no assist, but it was scored by Haley Robinson. I mean, we played great, controlled the game. They had a couple girls that could play. You know, they gave us a couple of scares out there, but other than that, it was a really good game for both teams. Their coach Macy Hurley, I mean, she's an awesome coach. She's good. I think she's flipping that program around a little bit. They had this phenomenal number 10, really good player in the field, helped them out a lot as well. We had a chance to play 3 JV girls, pull them up. We needed some help. You know, it's the season where, you know, if you don't pass your classes, you can't play. So we had a couple of girls that they didn't meet the eligibility requirements this past week, so we couldn't let them play. So we put up 3 JV girls. They went out there and played. I was surprised they played really well. They helped us out. But other than that, I mean, we're getting to play a little better. I think we're getting there. We'll see how it goes tomorrow against Greenville. Like I said, they're having a tough season this year. I believe they're 1-9-3. And then we'll host also Lindale on Friday, which they're also having a tough season as well.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's either Lindale or Greenville. They're 1-9-3, and then another one is like 0-8-3 or something like that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was actually looking at it right now, but yeah, we'll host them this week at home. We're expecting the win, so we'll see how it goes. And then next week we're on the road to Mount Pleasant, which I think is going to be a tough game. Yeah, yes, they have some really good players, and so far this season, I believe they're 8-3-2. So I mean, they're doing really well this season. So we just have to go out there and play our game and not let them score and keep our heads up and just keep playing the rest of just the full game. Yeah.
Back to community just for a second. Sound like the defense was pretty good. Let one in, but good job.
We didn't have Isabel, one of our starters, but other than that, I mean, the defense hold it very well. This game past Friday against community, they hold it pretty well. No mistakes. So I was really happy with that because, I mean, before I keep talking about mistakes on the back. But this game we didn't have no mistakes in the back, so that kind of helped us out a lot against this game, against community. Other than that, I mean, I'm very, very proud of these girls. You know, they're doing what we want them to do, and then I think the turnaround, I mean, it's coming out pretty well. Like I said, it takes usually a new coach. It could take 3 years for them to start, you know, realizing how the coach wants you to play. But I think these girls they're catching on. They're catching on and they're doing well. Like I said, I love touching the ball, and that's what they're doing. They're touching the ball, creating chances. But a lot of times, you know, it doesn't go your favor. You know, the ball won't go in. But they're playing very well. Yeah, I'm proud of these girls.
With these first 2 teams kind of struggling, an opportunity to get off to a good start in district, but you've got to go out on the field and do it. You can't just talk about it. So these have an important opportunity for these girls in district play. Yeah, it is.
We just have to go out there and practice hard. And I mean, I keep telling you, play how you practice. They just go out there and practice, do 110%, go out to the game 110%. You know, chase every ball that you can. Don't give up. I think that's the main thing. You know, once you give up, you can't do nothing about that. I mean, you can't give up. Keep going. You know, you have to want it. But I told them, I can't do nothing for y'all. I could just coach you guys, and you have to do the rest out there in the game. But I think we'll go out there and play hard. Yeah.
Both the Wildcats and Lady Cats soccer teams open district play Tuesday night against Greenville. The Lady Cats will play the Lady Lions at Gerald Prim Stadium on Friday, while the Wildcats will be playing at Greenville. Meanwhile, the Wildcats baseball team's first scrimmage of the season at Sherman, scheduled for Monday evening, was canceled due to the weather. And Wildcats coach Jared Hammock is now hoping the Wildcats will be able to have their first scrimmage against Terrell at Wildcat Park on Friday evening, again, weather permitting. Dodge City has one of the best girls basketball teams in the state of Texas. They are ranked number 2 in Class 1A this week. Dodge City defeated Miller Grove last week 79-9. For the Lady Hornets, Georgia Bessonette led the team in scoring with 6 points. Kaylee Dorantes had 2 points, and Lauren Bullard scored 1 point. And finally, in high school baseball, the North Hopkins Panthers won a scrimmage game Saturday at home against Martins Mill 4-3. Martins Mill scored single runs over the first 3 innings to take a 3-0 lead. The Panthers tied the game with 3 runs in the bottom of the 3rd, and then the Panthers scored a go-ahead run in the bottom of the 4th, and it proved to be enough to get the win. Jeffrey Stewart, Kevin Clement, Dakota Smith, and Tate Myers all got to pitch. Jesse Rivera was the big hitter for North Hopkins, getting 3 hits and 4 at-bats with 2 doubles and an RBI. Smith also had an RBI double. Myers, Clement, and Stewart also had hits for the Panthers. North Hopkins will be trying to get in another scrimmage game with Martins Mill this week if the weather cooperates. That's a big if this week. That's Channel 18 TV News. I'm Don Julian. Thank you for watching, and so long, everybody.